guys, it's Wednesday night. It's time for Dojo Wars, and I'm loud as ever. Will's favorite. It's just past Turner time. We've got a jam-packed edition of Dojo Wars this evening. Chris Shelton, Jem Martell, Theo. We got a big, humongous card lined up for tonight.
We do. A huge card. The thing I would like to talk about is we have Henrik and Dave Dahl picking each other's poison, picking each other's opponents for tonight. Henrik, we all know Henrik's a bit of a bloody wanker these past few weeks. He's been sneaking in shots, low blows, so I'm very interested to see where this goes, Chris and Jem.
Yeah, big pick your poison, 2 singles matches. Dave Dahl will pick Henrik's opponent. Henrik will pick Dave Dahl's opponent. It could be anyone, but Jem, big double main event here tonight.
Yes, our big double main event, Young, Dumb, and Broke versus American Murder Society. That's going to be certainly something to see. And then we have a #1 contendership match, and that is Sky versus Santos.
Yeah, and the big next week, we will have a Medal of Valor title match. The winner of that singles match here tonight will meet DK Meadows. And speaking of DK Meadows, at this time, we're going to introduce our special guest commentator for the evening, our Medal of Valor champion, off of a very controversial retention last week, DK Meadows, everybody.
DK, can we get a couple of words before the show starts? First of all, we are certainly excited to have you on commentary this evening. Welcome to the hockey team, as they say. Tell us a little bit about what happened last week and your feelings on that.
Honestly, I really don't have much to say about last week. I'm a man of action. I'm going to take action.
Well, thank you very much. We look forward to hearing you on commentary tonight. And I'm going to hand it right back over to Theo so that we can get the matches started.
Thank you, Jem. Good evening, everyone. How are you? I like you. What's your name? Ed. How are you, Ed? All right. Everyone, this is our referee, Sean. Give it up for him, Ed. And momentarily, we will be getting underway with our first match of the evening.
Big opening contest here tonight at CZW Dojo Wars. Last week, if you joined us or watched us on YouTube or czwstudios.com, you saw a challenge laid out by the reps, Carter. Carter noting that 2 prospects here from the CZW WSU Wrestling Academy will be heading off to WXW, Westside Extreme Wrestling in Germany. Just after the first week in September, they'll be going for a 6-week tour. One of those people is Key Min, the other, of course, legit Layla Hirsch. And Carter wants to see if Key Min has the mettle to properly represent
our opening contest,
the WSU CZW Wrestling Academy.
Introducing first, to my left, representing the rep, Nate Carter. And his opponent, to my right, from Seoul, South Korea, Key Min.
Min has had a very significant amount of development over the course of the spring and the summer months, winning an Ultimate Opportunity coin.
All this other thing. Your family business on. You ready for this? You ready to go?
Using that to challenge John Silver and the CZW World Heavyweight Champion. Unfortunately coming up a bit short, leading to that blood feud with Ellis Taylor. Carter, one of the people, oddly enough, that came to Key Min's aid at the SUPERSHOW just a couple weeks away. Going Min over the back with a roll-up. Early on, Carter tried to warn Min, saying, "Are you ready for this?" And it appears Min is big European uppercut in the corner, charge on another by Ki Min. I don't know if Nate Carter was prepared for the fight that young Min was going to bring. Min full head of steam, and again a big European uppercut. Ki Min has the former two-time CZW World Tag Team Champion. Surprise in the early goings, another big European uppercut in the corner. I'm scheduled to be joined for the remainder of the evening by our Medal of Valor champion, DK Meadows. Meadows, a big spear by Carter. I'm scheduled to be joined here at ringside for the remainder of the broadcast by our CZW Medal of Valor champion, DK Meadows. Meadows sitting next to me right now without a headset on. Told me before he sat down that for Ki and Nate Carter, he didn't feel like he could properly give insight. Min is a friend of his. Choosing instead just to sit here and watch. Oh, big whip into the corner. Chest first by Nate Carter.
Man, King, you supposed to be ready for this. You supposed to be ready for this, King.
Carter himself feels himself a bit of a measuring stick between the old guard and the new guard here at the dojo. We saw how the rep had to handle some family business recently. At our last Super Show, Carter went toe-to-toe with the rep's own Chris Bishop, feeling Bishop let the rep down by not watching Maven's back. Maven, of course, finding himself face first at CZW versus WXW, thanks to a chair shot at the hands of Anthony Gangone. More European uppercuts here by Min, but Carter catches him with a shoulder in the corner, absorbing the attack of Min. Oh, and a big shoulder block in the corner just broke Min right in half.
Opening contest of this edition of Dojo Wars.
The crowd, again, just very similar to what we saw with Bishop and Carter. Not really sure about the methods here of the reps Carter. Carter misses with that charge. Min trips him up. Carter went head first into the buckle. Drop kick and a Shibata-esque drop kick in the corner. If Nate Carter wasn't wearing a mount guard, his teeth would be down his throat. And a third one by Min. Ki Min. If Nate Carter was looking to find out if Ki Min had heart, if Ki Min had fight, if Ki Min had gumption, he is definitely finding out for a fact that he does right now. Big double stomp across the back. Min crawling over to cover 1, 2, and only a 2 count. You know, lost in all of this, lost in this bit of a challenge is the fact that if Ki Min were to somehow beat Nate Carter, what then is the story for Nate Carter? There's been some trouble in paradise for the rep at CZW versus WXW. The rep, again, because of that attack on Maven Bentley at the hands of Anthony Gangone, the rep found themselves defeated by WXW's top prospect tag team, The Crown. Urine Simmons and Alexander James. Just a couple weeks ago, Carter himself trying to teach a lesson to Chris Bishop, found himself pinned. And speaking of finding himself in a bad position, Carter and Min are just going toe-to-toe on their knees here. And Carter using big headbutts to send Min back. The old pro wrestling mentality, iron sharpens iron. The harder you go with the people you like, the harder you train, the harder you fight there, the easier the big game is. Big clothesline, though, by Nate Carter. Lackadaisical cover. And Min, though, as we've seen here throughout the past year of his young in-ring career, is not going to give up that easily. Nate Carter's going to have to knock Ki Min out.
Come on, Keith, you a man.
Or break a limb
I'll show you a man.
to find a way to stop Ki Min. The only other time I could think of that Ki Min was stopped by any means other than that was the dubious means of his I Quit match with Ellis Taylor. Taylor threatening to cut the hair of Min. We've all heard the story many times. Ki Min's mother battling stage 1 breast cancer. Thankfully, doctors appear to have caught it in time, but his mother still having to undergo chemotherapy and a series of very, very traumatic style treatments for those of you who have had family members that they themselves have suffered through cancer. Not an easygoing. And Min, making it very public, making his journey, just putting his heart out there. Very impressive young man. And Carter fighting out of that Kimura with a big slam in the center of the ring. But Min talked at length about his relationship with his mother, how important his mother and his brother are to him, and how in solidarity he was planning to cut his hair with his mother. And another big slam, though, by Nate Carter. Ellis Taylor tried to take that moment away from him. Wasn't until Mr. Turner got involved that I think everything kind of stopped. Of course, for those of you in attendance or those of you who watch it on CZW Studios, Mr. Turner ate a super kick at the hands of Hellboy Ellis Taylor. And it wasn't until Nate Carter got involved that the cooler heads prevailed. But Min still has that partially cut portion of his hair. Carter continues to try to toughen up Min in this contest. Big scoop and a slam in the center of the ring. The crowd, again, very respectful, not really sure what to make of this situation. Both back up to their feet, and Min's the first one to smack Carter across the face, and Carter just spits in his face. And Min fires back with a slap. Carter gets him back, and Min drops to a knee. Carter trying another scoop and a slam, and Min over the back. Kick right to the midsection. Ki Min, with all the force he could possibly muster, with a roundhouse kick to the back of the head of Nate Carter, and Carter collapses. But the calculated blow of Min is not enough, as Min himself has started to feel the brunt of the toll, the force, the fight, the beating at the hand of the Reps' Nate Carter. Both back to their feet. Min trying to gain some control, unable to lock a wrist lock, ripcord, clothesline. But Carter, undeterred, not moving. Min staring him right in the face, and another clothesline in the center of the ring. This is unlike any opening contest I can remember here at Dojo Wars. They collide in the center, and Min collapses. This is where that experience, that power, that size of Nate Carter is gonna come into play. And Min right back up. 3 short clotheslines. 4. Carter down to his knees. Ki Min trying to do everything in his power. Overhead suplex by Nate Carter after blocking that clothesline. And again, both men collapsing to the canvas. Carter barely able to roll Min over. Cover 1, 2. No! The fact that Ki Min was able to kick out of that. Unbelievable show of heart. We should not be surprised at this juncture to see Ki Min put up a fight like this, to take a beating like this. But I feel like every time we see it, it is just as surprising. Carter tried for the Dominator. Min over the back, off the far side. They collide in the center. Min had a full head of steam, caught Carter with a clothesline, and all Carter had to do was get a line out. And they both go down. Min tried for half and half, and again they collide in the center. Carter this time had a little bit of steam on it, and Min, though, had the wherewithal to not give up, to not drop. Carter again out of the way of the half and half. Big German suplex. Min trying to use the power and the momentum of Carter against him. Min off the ropes again, full head of steam. Boot right to the face. Running kick. And Carter collapses face first to the canvas. Key Min up against the ropes. And a running punt right to the face. Cover. And what the hell? Ellis Taylor's out here.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Ellis Taylor appears to have just broken up this contest between Min and Nate Carter. Taylor just tossing Min to the floor. The disrespect of this young man. And Carter's had enough of Hellboy Ellis Taylor. But there's Charlie Tiger. Charlie Tiger with a chair. Key Min and Nate Carter just beat the hell out of each other. But Young Dumb and Broke decided this was their moment to attack. Min in there on Taylor. Min in there on Tiger. Min tosses Tiger to the floor, and Taylor gets the hell out of Dodge. And Taylor and Tiger barely moving out of the way of that chair. Key Min is furious. It was supposed to be a test.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a match time of 11 minutes and 20 seconds, your winner by disqualification, Key Min.
It was supposed to be the final test for Key Min. A graduation, if you will, from one of the OGs of the CZW WSU Wrestling Academy. But Young Dumb and Broke.
David, it seems like you have a word or two.
No, that wasn't how it's supposed to go down.
About what just happened.
You're damn right, Nate Carter. That's not how it's supposed to go down.
You put forth a hell of a match, man. That wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to be me and you. That was not supposed to happen, all right? I ain't set this up. All right? Forget that. You about to go to XXIV. You about to go to Germany. You about to represent Dojo Wars. You about to represent CZW. I know you've been going through things in your personal life. I know something hard. Don't you remember this? When you in this ring, you went toe-to-toe with Nate Carter. You went toe-to-toe with the big man from the rep. You came in here and you kicked me right in my teeth. You go to Germany. You bring that with you. You bring that fire. You bring that energy. You hear me? Yeah. You go there, you dominate. You stomp everybody, and you come back a champion.
Nate Carter with a hell of a pep talk to young Key Min. We here at Dojo Wars, CZW WSU could not be prouder of Min and Layla Hirsch. Both of them on the way to Germany later this week.
Any other words about your match or your feelings about going to WXW and representing all of us here at the dojo?
You know, there's 3 letters right here. Means so much more than some people think it does. I just want to make everyone here proud, and I want everyone in the back to get to experience the same thing that I get to experience, to all have the same privilege that I get to have. Thank you everyone for believing me. The CZW down!
The amount of dedication
Thank
and
you very
heart
much. You'll be missed here at the dojo, but
of Key Min. Good luck in Germany, friend.